Today, we're exploring the key ideas from The Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman. This is an independent educational overview, enriched with our own integrative analysis and actionable exercises. Think of it as a guided reflection to spark your own insights, not a replacement for reading the book itself. The initial euphoria of romantic connection often leads couples to believe their bond is immune to the strains of everyday life, only to confront the perplexing reality that affection can wane after the wedding. This widespread experience, where heartfelt gestures go unappreciated and emotional intimacy dwindles, points to a fundamental misunderstanding of how love truly resonates between individuals. While countless efforts are made to express affection, their impact is frequently fleeting because sincerity alone cannot bridge a communication gap. The profound insight lies in recognizing that people do not merely feel love, they perceive and receive it through distinct emotional love languages. Just as spoken languages vary globally, if spouses attempt to communicate love in a way their partner doesn't instinctively understand, genuine affection can be lost in translation, leaving both parties feeling disconnected. Sustaining a vibrant, lasting connection requires moving beyond guesswork to intentionally identify and speak the specific emotional language that truly nourishes one's partner. The emotional crucible. From infatuation to intentional connection. Most relationships blossom from an exhilarating period often described as falling in love. This phase is characterized by an intense emotional high where the beloved appears flawless, imbued with an almost magical perfection. Individuals might find themselves rushing into commitments, convinced they've found the one, often overlooking potential incompatibilities or red flags. During this intoxicating period, partners are emotionally captivated, constantly preoccupied with thoughts of each other, and firmly believe their unique bond is destined to last forever, untouched by the common struggles of other couples. Every moment spent together feels euphoric, akin to residing in a state of blissful detachment from mundane concerns. However, this passionate obsession is, by its very nature, temporary. Studies on romantic euphoria suggest its average lifespan typically spans around 2 years. Eventually, the intense emotional state subsides, and individuals naturally descend from the clouds into the realm of reality. The endearing quirks of a partner that once seemed charming might slowly transform into irritating habits, and previously overlooked flaws can suddenly emerge as significant obstacles. The everyday challenges inherent in married life, managing finances, dividing household responsibilities, navigating differing desires, and the potential for routine to breed resentment, invariably begin to erode the initial rush of affection. The belief that being in love inherently guarantees perpetual marital bliss is a fundamental misconception, as this intense obsessive state is not designed for endurance. If it were to persist indefinitely, it would prove entirely disruptive to all other facets of life, given that individuals deeply engrossed in this romantic high often lose focus on professional responsibilities, academic pursuits, and other crucial obligations. Furthermore, this euphoric state often fosters an illusion of complete altruism, leading individuals to believe their egocentric tendencies have vanished and that their partner shares this same elevated perspective. The transition from this temporary in-love experience marks the true genesis of what can be termed real love. Unlike the instinctual, fleeting obsession, this deeper love is a deliberate, rational, and volitional choice. It requires discipline, consistent effort, and a conscious decision to act in ways that genuinely benefit one's partner. Understanding that authentic satisfaction is derived from enriching the other person's life. This mature form of love acknowledges human nature's inherent egocentrism and actively seeks to overcome it through intentional acts of kindness and generosity. The true measure of love, therefore, is not the initial rush of infatuation, but the sustained, deliberate effort to nurture a relationship and meet a spouse's fundamental emotional needs. When this chosen love is actively practiced, it serves to consistently fill a partner's emotional love tank, leading to a profound sense of security, happiness, and an environment where both individuals can thrive and reach their highest potential. This concept of an emotional love tank is a powerful metaphor. Within every individual resides this psychological reservoir waiting to be filled. Just as a car needs fuel, individuals need consistent emotional replenishment. The fleeting euphoria of initial infatuation provides only a temporary surge, and the fundamental desire for sustained emotional love inevitably resurfaces. When this vital tank runs dry in a marriage, it can lead to emotional distress, strained communication, and a profound sense of disconnection, often prompting spouses to unknowingly cry out for the emotional intimacy they desperately miss. The ongoing journey to understand and consistently replenish this emotional love tank is as crucial to a thriving marriage as maintaining an automobile's oil level is to its operation, holding the potential to transform relationships and foster deeper understanding and connection. Decoding affection, the 5 pathways of emotional expression. For many, the profound impact of words on their emotional landscape is undeniable. For some individuals, emotional connection deepens most powerfully through words of affirmation. These are not merely polite remarks, but sincere expressions of appreciation, admiration, and esteem that consistently replenish an individual's emotional reservoir. Within this language, one crucial dialect involves verbal compliments, simple, direct statements of appreciation. Imagine the transformation in a couple's dynamic if partners regularly heard genuine affirmations like, "That outfit looks fantastic on you," or "I genuinely appreciate you taking care of the recycling today." Such positive feedback proves far more motivating than persistent criticism or nagging, fostering a reciprocal desire to contribute positively to the relationship. Another vital aspect involves encouraging words, which serve to inspire courage. Everyone possesses areas of insecurity or untapped potential. A loving partner can become a catalyst for growth by offering words that bolster resolve and self-belief. This means identifying and affirming interests and latent abilities that your partner already possesses, rather than pressuring them to pursue your desires. For example, if a partner expresses an interest in learning a new skill, supportive words like, "I know you'll excel, you always commit fully to what you set your mind to," can provide the crucial nudge to begin. True encouragement demands empathy, understanding your partner's perspective and communicating, "I believe in you and I am here to support you." Kind words form a third essential dialect, emphasizing not just what is said, but how it is conveyed. The same sentence can carry vastly different meanings depending on tone and manner. Love manifests through kindness, even when discussing difficult emotions like disappointment or anger. A gentle, direct approach to sharing feelings builds intimacy, seeking understanding and healing rather than condemnation. Moreover, kind words embody forgiveness. Mature love does not tally past wrongs or harbor resentment. While we cannot erase history, we can choose to forgive, letting go of yesterday's failures to embrace today's potential. Forgiveness is a conscious commitment to show mercy, restoring intimacy and allowing the relationship to move forward. Finally, humble words differentiate requests from demands. In a partnership of equals, demands create a parent-child dynamic, stifling intimacy. Requests, however, affirm your partner's worth and ability, presenting an opportunity for them to freely choose to act out of love. A request like, "Would you be able to help me prepare dinner this evening?" respects their autonomy, whereas a demand, "Dinner needs to be made now," can feel demeaning and lead to resentment. Love, by its very nature, is a choice, and fulfilling a request becomes a meaningful expression of care and respect. At its core, Quality time means giving another person your undivided, focused attention. This isn't about simply being in the same room while each partner is engrossed in separate activities, such as watching television or checking devices. Instead, it involves intentional engagement, looking at each other, talking, taking a walk together, or genuinely doing something side by side. Time, a truly precious and finite resource, becomes a powerful emotional communicator of love when dedicated wholly to another. A common dialect of quality time is quality conversation. This sympathetic dialogue involves sharing experiences, thoughts, and feelings in a friendly, uninterrupted space. The emphasis shifts from merely speaking to truly hearing. Many mistakenly offer advice when what their partner truly seeks is understanding and emotional support. Cultivating this skill means maintaining eye contact, resisting the urge to multitask, actively listening for underlying feelings, observing body language for deeper cues, and, crucially, refraining from interruption or defense. The goal is profound understanding, not immediate problem solving. For those who find expressing thoughts and emotions challenging, perhaps due to past conditioning, learning to talk becomes vital. This journey of self-revelation often begins with recognizing one's own emotional landscape throughout the day, perhaps by making a mental note or briefly journaling feelings. This practice helps individuals reconnect with their emotional selves and comfortably share these inner experiences with their partner. Another vital aspect is engaging in quality activities. These are shared experiences chosen because at least one partner enjoys them and the other is willing to participate with a positive, loving attitude. The specific activity itself is secondary to the shared purpose, to express love through togetherness. Whether it's exploring a new museum, collaborating on a home project, or enjoying a concert, these moments build a rich memory bank, reinforcing mutual care and enjoyment. Making time for these activities, despite life's myriad demands, is an essential, if sometimes challenging, commitment, but one that fosters a deeply loved and connected partnership. For some individuals, love is most powerfully conveyed through visible, tangible expressions, falling under the language of receiving gifts. These aren't necessarily about monetary value, but rather the visible symbol of thought, care, and intention. A simple seashell found on a shared beach walk, carefully preserved and presented, can become a cherished emblem of a relationship's moment, seen daily as a reminder of love. Such gifts symbolize that one was remembered, thought of, and cared for. This form of love language appears universal, transcending cultures and social barriers. From ancient traditions of gift-giving in courtship to a simple flower offered as a gesture of friendship, humans instinctively use tangible items to convey affection. These visible symbols hold significant emotional weight. For those whose primary love language is receiving gifts, their absence can lead to feelings of being unloved or forgotten. Consider the emotional resonance of an anniversary photo album, serving as an outward sign of an inward bond. Its presence a constant affirmation, its absence a stark signal of trouble. Gifts take endless forms, purchased, found, or handcrafted. The expense matters little unless it's disproportionate to one's means. A simple handwritten card, a favorite snack unexpectedly picked up, or a single fresh bloom can speak volumes. For those who claim to not be natural gift givers, understanding this love language offers a pathway to deepening connection. It requires intentionality and a willingness to observe and learn what truly resonates with a partner. Beyond physical objects, the gift of self or presence is an equally potent form of this love language. Being there during crucial moments, a child's first performance, a parent's illness, or a personal career crisis, serves as an intangible yet incredibly powerful symbol of love. For some, the physical presence of a partner during hardship speaks more eloquently than any material gift. Its absence, even if unintentional, can leave deep, lasting emotional wounds, signaling a perceived lack of care. Learning to prioritize this presence, especially when a partner vocalizes its importance, is a profound act of love. The fourth love language, acts of service, centers on doing things you know your partner would appreciate. These are not grand gestures, but rather everyday efforts that require forethought, planning, time, and energy. When performed with a positive spirit, they become tangible expressions of affection. Imagine the feeling of being profoundly loved when a partner handles household chores like laundry and supper, allowing you to focus on an important project. Even a small act, such as taking out the garbage cans from the curb, can convey a powerful message. I was thinking of you. You were with me, even when you were gone. The crucial insight for all relationships is that love cannot be demanded. It can only be freely given. Demands stifle the flow of affection, whereas specific, respectful requests can effectively guide its expression. By making concrete requests for desired actions, one partner asking for a tidy home and timely meals, the other requesting help with car maintenance, childcare, and yard work, couples can communicate their dialects of this language. This exercise often reveals that love is a conscious choice, one that requires us to transcend ingrained expectations and adapt to our partner's unique emotional needs. Moreover, a partner's criticism often serves as an unwitting plea for love, indicating an area of deep emotional need. Understanding this can transform what seems like an attack into a clarifying question that can lead to deeper connection. For love to truly flourish through acts of service, these actions must stem from a place of genuine care, not from fear, guilt, or resentment. Treating a spouse as a doormat by manipulating or coercing service precludes authentic love. Instead, a willingness to re-examine and adjust traditional stereotypes of roles is paramount, as meeting a partner's emotional needs offers far greater rewards than rigidly adhering to outdated expectations. When acts of service are chosen freely and aligned with a partner's specific desires, actions truly speak louder than words, filling their love tank to overflowing. Finally, physical touch stands as a fundamental conduit for communicating emotional love, a truth observed even in infancy, where consistent physical contact fosters healthier emotional development. In the context of intimate relationships, this universal expression becomes a powerful vehicle, with gestures like holding hands, embracing, kissing, and sexual intimacy serving to fill a spouse's emotional reservoir. For some individuals, physical touch is not merely a way to feel loved, but the primary language through which they perceive affection and security. Without it, they feel emotionally bereft. The body, intricately mapped with tactile receptors, is uniquely designed to interpret touch. While some areas are more sensitive than others, the profound insight lies in the psychological impact of these sensations. Physical touch possesses an unparalleled capacity to communicate transcending words, to convey either deep love or intense hostility. A tender embrace can shout affection louder than any verbal declaration, just as a harsh touch can inflict devastating emotional wounds, especially for someone whose primary love language resides in this tactile realm. Crucially, expressing love through touch demands sensitivity to your partner's unique love dialect. It is not about your preferred way of touching, but about learning what brings them pleasure and comfort. Some touches may be explicit, demanding your full attention, like a back massage or the intimacy of sexual foreplay. Others are implicit, requiring just a fleeting moment, a hand on the shoulder as you pass, or simply sitting close while watching television. Both explicit and implicit gestures, born of mindful consideration, contribute significantly to a partner's sense of being cherished. The human body is intimately tied to identity. To touch one's body is to touch the very self. This profound connection means that while appropriate touch fosters closeness, inappropriate touch, such as abuse or infidelity, can inflict deep, lasting emotional trauma. For those whose primary love language is physical touch, the betrayal of intimacy delivered through another can leave an emotional tank not just empty, but shattered. Instinctively, during moments of crisis, we reach out to hug one another. This powerful nonverbal act communicates love and solace when words often fall short. In the face of life's inevitable challenges, loss, illness, or disappointment, a loving touch provides a vital lifeline, helping one survive by feeling deeply loved. For a partner whose primary language is physical touch, a tender embrace during sorrow can be remembered and cherished long after the crisis has passed, underscoring its indispensable role in emotional support. Navigating the relational landscape: discovery, choice, and transformation. Understanding your own primary love language and that of your partner is fundamental to consistently filling their emotional love tank. While some individuals instinctively recognize their dominant language from the 5 categories, others may find it less straightforward, potentially confusing deeply felt desires with their core emotional needs. For instance, an individual might initially believe both physical touch and words of affirmation are equally vital, perhaps associating physical touch primarily with sexual intimacy. However, deeper introspection could reveal that while sexual intimacy is important, their emotional well-being suffers profoundly from critical words, even when their physical needs are met. This distinction is vital. For men, sexual desire often stems from a physical impetus, whereas for women, it is far more intimately tied to their emotional state. A man might mistakenly assume physical touch is his primary love language because of a strong sexual drive, yet his deeper emotional need to feel loved might reside elsewhere. When both partners genuinely speak each other's primary emotional love languages, the physical aspects of intimacy naturally flourish and are enriched. To truly uncover your primary love language, consider what actions or inactions from your partner cause you the most profound hurt. The inverse of this deep pain often reveals your true language. For instance, if a partner's forgetfulness about special occasions causes intense sadness, receiving gifts might be paramount. Similarly, reflect on what you most frequently request of your partner. These perceived nags are often heartfelt cries for emotional love. If you constantly ask for more time together, quality time is likely key. Finally, examine how you instinctively express love to your partner, as this can sometimes mirror your own unspoken desire for affection. If 2 languages resonate equally, you might be bilingual, offering your partner more avenues to communicate their love effectively. For those whose love tanks have been perpetually full or long empty, reminiscing about the initial sparks of affection or envisioning an ideal partner can offer valuable clues. When seeking to identify a partner's love language, the same observational principles apply. Notice how they express love, what they complain about, and what they frequently request. Rather than reacting defensively to complaints like, "You never help around the house," an open-ended question such as, "What would make you feel most supported and loved right now?" can yield valuable insights into their need for acts of service. Another effective strategy involves a 5-week experiment, focusing on speaking a different love language each week and observing the partner's most positive response. While an individual's primary love language tends to remain consistent throughout life, certain circumstances can make other love languages temporarily more appealing. For instance, someone whose primary language is words of affirmation might deeply appreciate acts of service during a period of high stress, though a lack of affirming words would quickly reveal their true primary need. Similarly, profound grief might amplify the comfort derived from physical touch, even if it's not typically a dominant language. It's important to note that statistically, there is no conclusive evidence to suggest that specific love languages are gender-slanted, despite anecdotal observations. Approaching love languages as gender-neutral is far more constructive. Love is fundamentally a conscious choice, especially when navigating past hurts and resentments. Rather than being dictated by fleeting emotions or past failures, couples possess the capacity to choose apology and active expressions of love, thereby reshaping their future. This deliberate commitment doesn't erase history, but it powerfully creates an emotional environment where conflict can be addressed and true intimacy can flourish. Many partners struggle when the initial in-love experience inevitably fades, leading to the belief that they just don't love her anymore. This intense, instinctual, and typically short-lived phase temporarily fills emotional needs, creating a euphoric state. However, once this natural high subsides, if partners haven't learned to consistently speak each other's primary love language, their emotional love tanks can drain, fostering emptiness and a yearning for love elsewhere. This disequilibrium, where feelings fade, opens individuals to the truth. True, lasting emotional love is a conscious decision. This conscious choice extends even to actions that feel unnatural. For example, one partner might choose to regularly do the laundry for their spouse whose love language is acts of service, despite their own childhood aversion to the chore. This very effort demonstrates pure, unadulterated love. Similarly, for someone who's not naturally affectionate, initiating physical touch for a spouse whose love language it is exemplifies chosen love. The comfort might not come immediately, but the act itself is for the other person's benefit. We often act against our initial feelings for worthwhile goals, and love is no different. Our chosen loving actions can precede and eventually rekindle our positive emotions, refilling emotional tanks and fostering mutual reciprocation. Love is a profound choice, and either partner can initiate this transformative process today. This principle is particularly powerful when one partner feels unlovely or unloved. In challenging circumstances where one spouse's love has been diminished by constant criticism and condemnation, the path to marital survival often hinges on a radical choice: love as an action, not merely a feeling. Drawing upon timeless wisdom, the idea emerges that true love extends beyond reciprocal affection, calling us to do good to those who struggle. This forms the foundation for a transformative 6-month experiment. The hypothesis: if one spouse consistently speaks the other's primary love language, their emotional need for love will eventually be met, leading to reciprocation. This strategy places the initiative entirely on the willing partner, relying on the transformative power of chosen acts of kindness. For example, a spouse facing a difficult partner might identify their partner's presumed love languages, e.g., physical touch and words of affirmation, and commit to intentionally expressing love through these channels. This would mean initiating physical intimacy, offering genuine positive affirmations, and purposefully withholding complaints, instead documenting them privately. Initially, one might grapple with the perceived hypocrisy of expressing love when feelings are absent, but the distinction lies between love as a feeling and love as a deliberate action or choice. Such choices, made for the other's benefit, are not hypocritical but powerful expressions of commitment. Each month, the initiating partner seeks feedback, and upon receiving positive reinforcement, makes a specific request aligned with their own love language. This process aims to teach the resistant partner their spouse's love language and, as their emotional tank fills, inspire them to reciprocate, thereby allowing positive feelings to resurface and the marriage to be reborn. This dedication can lead to remarkable changes, demonstrating that love as a conscious act can indeed work miracles. Integrative Analysis Implications. The framework of emotional love languages offers a remarkably practical and actionable roadmap for sustaining and revitalizing emotional connection within a relationship. Its core premise, that genuine love must be expressed in a way that truly resonates with the recipient, moves beyond abstract notions of affection to provide concrete strategies for daily interaction. This paradigm shifts the focus from merely trying hard to a targeted, empathetic approach, recognizing that one's sincere efforts may be entirely missed if delivered in a foreign emotional dialect. The profound impact of this understanding ripples through several fundamental emotional needs: security, self-worth, and significance. When a partner feels genuinely loved through their primary language, a deep sense of security takes root, fostering an inner knowing that they are safe and valued. This affirmation intrinsically builds self-worth, confirming their inherent lovability and importance. Furthermore, love enhances a person's sense of significance, validating their unique place in their partner's life and in the world. Conversely, a perceived lack of love can tragically magnify marital differences, transforming a relationship into a battleground rather than a sanctuary. While this approach doesn't instantly solve all issues, it cultivates a secure and fertile climate where couples can openly discuss problems, resolve conflicts constructively, and learn to live in harmony, ultimately drawing out each other's best qualities. A common pitfall couples encounter is the mismatch between how love is given and how it is desired. One partner might consistently demonstrate affection through diligent acts of service, diligently completing chores and errands, while the other deeply yearns for quality time and meaningful conversation, feeling neglected despite the efforts. This disconnect leads to both individuals feeling unloved and unmisunderstood, fueling resentment despite their sincere, albeit misdirected, expressions. The enduring success of this framework, observed globally across diverse cultures, is attributed to its ability to address humanity's deepest emotional need, the need to feel loved in a way that profoundly registers. When the initial euphoric phase of a relationship fades and conflicts inevitably arise, understanding and speaking a partner's love language provides a practical, powerful tool to rekindle emotional connection. A full love tank enables couples to navigate challenges more constructively, fostering teamwork and mutual support that strengthens the bond rather than eroding it. The transformative potential of this framework extends far beyond simply improving a good marriage. It offers a lifeline for relationships teetering on the brink of collapse, even after devastating events like infidelity or decades of emotional estrangement. While profound betrayals require intense professional counseling to explore root causes and rebuild shattered trust, the principles of love languages can create an emotional climate conducive to healing, empathy, and forgiveness. For couples who have drifted into a roommate dynamic, intentionally speaking each other's primary love language, even after many years of disconnection, has been shown to ignite dormant feelings and restore vibrant, intimate connection. This paradigm also applies powerfully to children, friends, and colleagues. Every child possesses an emotional love tank, and consistently filling it with their primary love language is crucial for healthy development. Parents are encouraged to discern their child's main love language and use it generously, while also sprinkling in expressions from the other 4 languages to foster well-rounded emotional growth. Similarly, understanding the love languages of family, friends, and coworkers can illuminate past relational dynamics and enhance current connections, fostering deeper appreciation and more effective communication of care. Ultimately, the insights into emotional love languages present a compelling vision of relationships founded on intentionality and empathetic understanding. It argues that love is not a passive emotion to be experienced, but a dynamic, continuous, and deliberate act of understanding and expressing. By equipping individuals with the tools to truly speak their partner's deepest emotional needs, this framework empowers couples to not only reignite initial dreams of mutual happiness, but also to forge a lasting, resilient bond that navigates life's complexities with profound connection and unwavering support. The journey requires effort, self-awareness, and a willingness to learn, but the rewards, a full emotional love tank, enhanced self-worth, and a vibrant, flourishing partnership, are immeasurable. Actionable exercises. 1. Discover your love languages, a detective's guide. This exercise helps you uncover the unique ways you and your partner give and receive love. Begin by observing yourself. What actions or inactions from your partner cause you the most hurt? What do you most frequently request or nag them about? How do you instinctively show love to your partner? The answers to these questions often reveal your own primary love language. Now turn your detective skills to your partner. Observe their complaints. These are often hidden cries for emotional love. Listen to their frequent requests. Notice how they naturally express love to you and others. If two languages seem equally strong for either of you, embrace being bilingual. This journey of observation is the first step to understanding what truly fills each other's emotional love tanks. Chapter 2: The Love Language Immersion Challenge. Once you have a strong hypothesis about your partner's primary love language, commit to a one-week immersion. Choose one of the 5 languages: words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, or physical touch that you believe resonates most with them. For the entire week, make a conscious effort to express love daily through small, consistent gestures in that specific language. For instance, if you suspect it's words of affirmation, give sincere compliments, encouraging words, or humble requests every day. If it's quality time, dedicate 15 minutes of undivided attention daily. Focus on consistency and sincerity, not grand gestures. Observe how your partner responds, their mood, their engagement, their overall sense of connection. This intentional practice helps you confirm their language and makes love a proactive choice, not just a fleeting feeling. 3. Speak your heart. From complaint to connection. Criticism and nags often mask a deeper, unmet emotional need. This exercise helps you transform those negative impulses into powerful opportunities for connection. The next time you feel a complaint or criticism bubbling up towards your partner, pause. Before you speak, ask yourself, what love language need is truly behind this feeling? Once you identify the underlying need, rephrase your thought as a respectful request, focusing on what you desire or need from them rather than what they've done wrong. For example, instead of, "You never help with dinner," try, "I would really appreciate it if you could help with dinner tonight." Similarly, when your partner expresses a complaint, try to hear the underlying love language plea. You can even ask, "What would you like for us to do that would help you feel more loved?" This shift from demanding to requesting fosters intimacy and respect. Chapter 4: Choose Love Daily. Beyond the Spark. The exhilarating in-love feeling eventually fades, making way for true, enduring love, a deliberate choice. This exercise encourages you to practice that choice daily. Each morning, commit to performing at least one small, intentional act of love for your partner, specifically aligned with their identified primary love language. This isn't about waiting until you feel loving, it's about consciously choosing to act in a way that benefits your partner, knowing it fills their emotional tank. If their language is physical touch, offer a hug or hold their hand. If it's acts of service, help with a chore you know they appreciate. These consistent choices, made regardless of your immediate feelings, are the foundation of real love. Over time, you'll find these actions not only strengthen your connection, but can also reignite the positive emotions you cherish. 5. Uninterrupted moments, filling the quality time tank. In our busy lives, truly dedicated time for our partners often gets lost. This exercise focuses on carving out and cherishing quality time. Schedule at least 15 to 20 minutes each day, or a longer block once a week for completely undivided attention with your partner. During this time, put away all distractions, phones, TV, work, and focus solely on each other. Engage in quality conversation by actively listening, asking open-ended questions about their day, thoughts, or feelings, and truly trying to understand their perspective without interruption or offering unsolicited advice. Alternatively, choose a quality activity you both can enjoy together, like taking a walk, cooking, or pursuing a hobby side by side.
The goal is to create shared experiences and profound understanding, building a rich memory bank and reinforcing your mutual care through dedicated presence.
That wraps up our exploration of today's book. If even one idea here gave you something to reflect on, give it a like so YouTube knows to share more with you. And if you'd like the next insight in your feed, hit subscribe. Remember, what you heard today is our independent interpretation, enriched with analysis and exercises. The full book has far more depth, so consider reading it to experience the author's work directly. Thanks for listening to DeftU Insights, where we turn great books into tools for growth.